featherweight world title eliminator. Andranik Grigorian versus Otabek Kholmatov.
The tail of the tape, we got Grigorian at 5'4". Massive height advantage for Kholmatov at 5'9". Both guys coming into the featherweight limit, 126 pounds. 4-inch reach advantage for Kholmatov. Now, not as much as some of the other brackets, but when you're a featherweight, 4 inches is a lot. 28 to 24 age, very similar for this weight bracket, and those are the numbers.
Ladies and gentlemen, now making his way to the ring, Otabek Kholmatov.
Otabek Kholmatov enters 9-0. All 9 of his pro boxing wins by way of knockout. He has never gone past 4 rounds. And yet, ironically, he said, my style is not to rush. The knockouts come when they come.
I'll believe it when I see it. You got a guy who's 9-0 with 9 knockouts. Sometimes it doesn't always bode well with what he says. But, if you look a little deeper into this kid, you look a little deeper into his pedigree, into where he's from, into the type of amateur career that he had coming up, this kid can fight. And whether he's got power or not, he knows how to control that range, control that distance, and land the proper shot at the right time, which is what makes a good professional boxer.
And now, please welcome his opponent, Andranik Grigorian.
Andranik Grigorian, he is the current NABA featherweight champion, but that title not on the line. This WBA 126-pound world title eliminator. This is the U.S. debut for Grigorian. He said, this has been my lifelong dream since I was a young boy in the amateurs to fight in the United States.
And you got kind of goosebumps yesterday in the fighter meetings when he talked about that. What does it mean to you to fight in the United States? A main event in a featherweight eliminator title fight like this. Not a title fight, but a fight where the winner goes on to fight, Leo Santa Cruz, which is a massive name in the featherweight division. And it's just exciting to see good fighters that work their behinds off their entire career get this type of opportunity.
To get our main event started, Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the beautiful Caribe Royale, Orlando, live worldwide on Bally Sports, Entrobox Championship Boxing is proud to present the main event of the evening, which is a WBA World Featherweight World Title Eliminator scheduled for 12 rounds. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing your main event participants. Introducing first, sanctioned by the Florida State Athletic Commission, Executive Director Patrick Cunningham, our 3 judges scoring our main event, Efren LeBron, Thomas Nardone, David DeJong. WBA supervisor in attendance, Julio Time. And the 3rd man inside the squared circle, our referee in charge of the action at the bell, Gene Del Bianco. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears black trimmed in red. His official weight, 124.8 pounds. He is undefeated at 9-0, all 9 victories by way of knockout. From Hollywood, Florida, by way of Sirdaryo, Uzbekistan, here is the undefeated Otabek Bruce Lee Kholmatov. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner. Tonight, he wears blue. His official weight, 126 pounds. He is also undefeated at 14-0, 3 wins coming by way of knockout, and tonight makes his United States debut. Here is the current NABA featherweight champion from Miami Beach, Florida, by way of Ararat, Armenia. Here is the undefeated Andranik Grigorian.
No, of course, yes. Gentlemen, we went over the rules goes in the dressing room. Your trunks look okay here. Your trunks looks fine here. You get 12 rounds, WBA. Unless we've got any questions, okay, let's touch gloves. Best of luck. Let's get to work. Thank you.
The outstanding WBA featherweight world champion Leo Santa Cruz awaits the winner of this
Okay,
WBA featherweight world title eliminator scheduled for 12 rounds.
Let's get
The
everyone
Armenian Andranik Grigorian versus the Uzbek Otabek Kholmatov.
Back to the blue. Let me know when you're right. Go. Go. Ready? Box.
Round number 1. Blue and white trunks for Grigorian. Black and red trunks for Kholmatov. Two very pedigreed amateurs, two very technical and elite professionals.
Let me set the table on this fight already. Kholmatov, the national champion for his country in Uzbekistan, one of the most renowned amateur programs in the entire world. Constantly competing with Cuba, Russia, beating those top countries in the Olympics. Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, both of those countries have become a hotbed for amateur, high level amateur world champions, and Kholmatov comes in with that pedigree.
See the very wide stance for Kholmatov. 5'9" to Grigorian's 5'4" in our fighter meeting. Both gave a very clear-eyed strategy assessment. Grigorian said, I have to work my way to the inside. Keep pushing forward. Rough up Kholmatov in the pocket. Kholmatov said, take my time, play off of my jab, keep this fight on the outside.
Good body shot by Grigorian. Nice right hand again by Grigorian a second ago. And you see the temperament of him. He's very calm, very patient. He's moving into the left hand of the southpaw. He's not really too worried about the power, doesn't seem like. Looking to come under and underneath some of those shots and land his right hand.
See them measuring? Southpaw versus orthodox. Hands meeting in the middle. There's a snap jab from the Uzbek Otabek Kholmatov.
And it's a good technique for Grigorian to use that paw to kind of take away that lead right jab of Kholmatov, because it just really allows him to get closer and get in that range.
Right hand on the arm, thrown widely by Grigorian. Much a feeling out round. No rushing from either fighter.
Good right hand.
Round 1. Good right hand indeed.
Beautiful right hand to the chest, and that's a shot that he needs to take advantage of. We talked about starting at the body and finishing up top. Grigorian needs to land that right hand in the pit of the stomach to the chest to be able to get into range on Kholmatov.
Long jab again for Otabek Kholmatov. Grigorian not rushing, trying to come into the pocket. Now 55 seconds remaining, round number 1 of our main event. 1-1-2.
You see Grigorian sliding under those punches very nicely of Kholmatov. He's got a lot of poison there, Sean, and he looks the part in this first round where he's, not much is bothering him. It's only the first round, so both guys trying to set the tempo, both guys trying to get in range, and, Grigorian's made it difficult for Kholmatov to get his right jab going.
Stiff jab from Kholmatov again, and a third. Long-rangey jab from Otabek Kholmatov. Right hook to the body.
Good body shots.
Grigorian still trying to work his way to the inside. Showing no rush, showing no panic.
Good left hand. Both guys very high level here, Sean. Neither guy's in a rush, both very composed. And you see the amateur pedigree on both of them. They've both been around the block.
Long jab again from the wide stance of Kholmatov. Tighter, closer stance from Grigorian. Next stop, round 2.
Very competitive first round. I'm not sure to give the first round to. I gave nice short right hand to the chest by Grigorian, couple good overhand rights, and Kholmatov got the right jab going as well. So very close round. A lot of feeling out. Neither guy really got in the rhythm. Credit to both fighters.
In the corner of Otabek Kholmatov, Ibrahimov, a very good heavyweight, 31 wins in his pro career, represented Uzbekistan in the 1996 Summer Olympics in Atlanta.
He did, and he fought a couple friends of mine. He fought the boxing banker Calvin Brock. He fought a couple other very good heavyweights, Seth Mitchell, and a couple other guys later in his career, but very solid heavyweight. And he said it himself, when I was done boxing, I wanted to get in the business side, and here we are.
Ibrahimov told me Kholmatov will most definitely be a world champion and at multiple weights. He said he is an absolute phenom. Round number 2.
Wants to make sure he doesn't get ahead of himself tonight. He's got a very tough challenge and a stiff challenge with Grigorian in front of him. So never want to look too far into the future when you got these massive types of fights that can really change the rest of your life, Sean.
Andranik Grigorian entering 14-0. Otabek Kholmatov entering at 9-0.
You see the speed and the explosion with Grigorian. He's very quick. His defense is good. He comes in with the hands up, and then he's firing very quick. So there's not a lot of holes, and it makes it tough for Kholmatov to be able to, really unload because there's not a lot of holes when he's coming in.
Grigorian compact, level change. There's a good hook to the body in return from Kholmatov.
All right, break, gentlemen.
To the
No
clinch.
punches.
Quick break. Well done from referee Gene Del Bianco.
Very high-level fight here, Sean. You see both guys catching shots, checking shots, bringing their hands back to their temple, moving their head after they shoot. Very, very high-level featherweights here, and you can see the amateur experience written all over both guys.
Kholmatov continues to throw the jab, but it's not getting through that tight guard of Grigorian.
And that's part of, being a good jabber. I mean, you have to be consistent with it. You can't just use the jab when it's landing. You've got to continue to use it to set up other punches, use it as a distraction.
You see the feint? Jab not there from Grigorian to the body. And that jab, it's landing into the gloves. You hear the impact. Those are not scoring punches.
You see
120 remaining round 2.
Grigorian getting his head off the center when Kholmatov shoots that left hand, slipping to the outside of it, not just dropping down. When he slips to the outside, it gives him an opportunity to land that counter shot. So he's trying to set that up. Nice body shot from Kholmatov.
3-punch combination, then right back to the jab.
Good right hand to the body.
Challenge for the 3 Florida judges to this point.
Good body shot.
Kholmatov is throwing a lot of punches. He's just not landing a lot of punches.
Good left uppercut right there by Kholmatov, and that was a smart combination. He brought the right hook and then the left uppercut. And you see excellent defense from Grigorian right there.
To your point, that left uppercut most definitely landing. There's the hard right jab from Kholmatov. Grigorian resetting. There's that rear left uppercut now from Kholmatov. Hook to the body. Grigorian, you see the bit of the Mike Tyson on the TikTok trying to get to the inside.
Grigorian's got to be careful when he gets in close, not to wait too much. That split-second hesitation right there is allowing Kholmatov to get inside, land that left uppercut, that right hook to the body, right, and left uppercut.
See the feints and movement from Kholmatov.
And this is a good Kholmatov round number 2. You see again the right hook with the left uppercut, opening up the guard of Grigorian. Good left hand.
Final seconds, round 2 of our main event. Up next, round 3.
And in the blue corner, Kholmatov over here, you see him kind of taking those deep breaths, showing that experience in the corner. He's very calm, Sean. He's not ruffled by much, and he had a good second round, and I gave him that round 10-9. Let's look back in the second round here, how Kholmatov was able to set up that left uppercut with that long right hook, kind of behind the guard, brings the hands up of Grigorian, fires that left uppercut again, getting to the outside of the body. Even if it's not landing clean, it's changing the angle so he can land more shots on the inside.
Violate rules.
Round 3.
Good right jab from Kholmatov coming out.
Left jab to follow from Andranik Grigorian. Forward pressure from Grigorian. Again, he knew he had to get to the inside to win this fight. Sounds obvious. Fighters don't always see it as such. Grigorian certainly did.
He acknowledged it in the fighter meetings, and he told us, look, I'm gonna get close to him. Now we're getting into the third round. Now we're getting into kind of the middle part of the fight after this round, and I would expect to see Grigorian start to really impose his game plan. This round, next round, get going. He's not in a rush at all, but he's got 12 rounds, but we're getting to the point where he wants to get a time. A good left hand by Kholmatov.
Very good left hand. Brought back the head of Andranik Grigorian. 2:10 remaining, round 3.
See lunging in right there. And the shot that I would like to see Grigorian get going is the touch. Maybe look for the right hand of the body and shoot the left hook up top, or the right hand of the body and left hook to the body as well. Both of those shots will work.
To the body from Kholmatov.
In one way, Grigorian can land that shot. You see the southpaw stance of Kholmatov. He's got the right foot forward. Grigorian is kind of constantly moving to his right. If he would move to Grigorian, if Grigorian would move to his left, it shortens the distance where he's able to get that left hook to the body in a little easier. So taking that step to his left to the right foot of Kholmatov will give Grigorian about an extra 6 to 9 to 12 inches of range there. He can land that shot.
So the step-in jab from Grigorian. Now 125 remaining, round 3. Grigorian missing with that right to the body.
See, traditionally, fighters are taught to keep their lead left foot outside of the right foot of the southpaw. And when you do that, you can kind of control that. And, Grigorian hasn't done that, but he's starting to find his range a little bit here in this round.
Good right hand, the left right to follow. This is exactly what Grigorian wants. Throwing in the pocket.
He's very explosive, Sean.
Snap jab lands from Andranik Grigorian. Jab right back from Kholmatov. Kholmatov continuing to pump the right jab.
Great head moves from Grigorian. Those punches from Kholmatov are landing, but they're not doing much damage because Grigorian is rolling and slipping and getting out of the way of, the harm. He's taking a lot of power off the shot.
Hard feint from Grigorian. Otabek Kholmatov, again, off of the one from the southpaw stance. Continually pumping that jab.
And for the people at home that don't see what either guy, it seems like maybe like a slow fight, Kholmatov is a master at range and distance and being consistent with his right jab, keeping a very determined, Grigorian off him. His range and distance is superb.
Right to the body from Grigorian.
Good round from Grigorian.
This is a fight about the little things. These fighters do the big things and the little things excessively well. Good left hand off of the jab from Kholmatov just before the bell that ends round number 3.
Very competitive round number 3. Taking a look back in round number 3, you see how Kholmatov is trying to set up the range. Nice straight left hand lead. What he'd been doing, Sean, the entire time, he's using the jab first, offsetting it with a jab, and then he came back with a straight left hand lead, caught Grigorian walking in a little flat footed.
Little further back, please. Box.
Round number 4. Referee Gene Del Bianco said, I understand you're eager to fight. Just take a little step back.
Referees had a pretty easy job tonight. Both guys, fighting their fights, no clinches. Both guys very anxious to fight, and it's been a chess match so far. I find these kind of fights very entertaining because I see what both guys are trying to accomplish.
I fully agree. I love technical fighting, and the irony of being a pro boxing referee, the better the fighters, the less work you have to do.
Good counter right hand by Grigorian a second ago.
Stiff jab from Grigorian. Jab right back from Kholmatov.
And that's going to be the key to this fight, Sean. He's got to stay consistent with his right jab. The second he lets Grigorian start to walk in without showing him that punch, it could be trouble for Kholmatov.
Grigorian landing in the pocket, back to the mid-range. Left uppercut from Kholmatov. Kholmatov off the jab.
Good left uppercut on the inside, but I would like to see Kholmatov, after he shoots that shot, make a move, get out of harm's way immediately. That is the only place Grigorian can really do damage.
You see the subplot. It's the range. Outside, mid-range, back to the inside. Both fighters trying so hard to set their range.
Nice. See the right jab to the body, and that's kind of a weapon that's been missing so far. If he starts to jab the body, and there we see it again. Beautiful shot by Kholmatov.
And from the outside range, exactly where Otabek Kholmatov wants to be right now.
Change levels. Make him attack or make him defend both the head and the body. Mix in the straight left hands, the head and the body. Keep him guessing. It really takes a lot of pizzazz off your opponent's punching power.
On the feint. Now 110 remaining, round number 4. Jab again from Kholmatov. Grigorian running into the pocket, right back out.
Consistent with the jab.
Bit of playfulness from Kholmatov, keeping his hands down.
You see that. You saw he kind of looked over the side whenever Grigorian missed the shot and was kind of taunting him, saying, look, man, you're not even close, but he's closer than you think, so you don't want to start taunting a fighter like this because it could change the complexion of the fight with one punch.
Full-on clowning now. Something you usually don't see from Central Asian fighters, and I've commentated a lot of them in both boxing and MMA. It's very surprising from Kholmatov. See Grigorian clowning right back. Both putting a hand behind the back. Somewhere Conor McGregor is smiling.
Ooh, nice right hand by Grigorian a second ago.
Good sequence now into the pocket. Grigorian with a strong sequence on the inside, landing the left hand.
And that's the kind of danger that Grigorian presents when you get that split second where you wait and you don't get off first. You have to get off first with Grigorian, because if you let him go, he's a little Tasmanian devil in there.
Extremely even between Andranik Grigorian and Otabek Kholmatov. We move to round 5. Round number 5, our main event, WBA Featherweight World Title Eliminator. To the winner goes the fight versus the reigning WBA Featherweight World Champion, Leo Santa Cruz. Otabek Kholmatov right back to the jab from the southpaw stance. His jab has been long, sharp, effective throughout this fight. Andranik Grigorian has been very effective in the pocket and even in the mid-range, stepping forward.
Yeah, Sean, he's got to be careful not to get controlled by that right jab and not to get lulled to sleep. And I'm going to tell you right now, Kholmatov has a very, very high boxing IQ. He's going to give anybody in the 126-pound division troubles. I'm talking Leo Santa Cruz. I'm talking anybody, because he's got that very high boxing IQ. He understands range, he understands distance, and he understands how to take advantage of what he does well.
This is the 10th pro bout for Otabek Kholmatov, the first time that he has seen a round number 5. Again, entering 9-0, all 9 of those wins by way of knockout.
We talked about this in the fighter meetings yesterday. When you have a fighter who's never been into rounds 5, 6, and 7, this is where the fight starts in these championship level fights, rounds 5, 6, and 7. So if you're Grigorian right here, you're not discouraged yet. You just got to stay consistent and keep your foot on the gas.
Hey. When I say break, I mean break, no punches.
Gene Del Bianco, it's good refereeing. Taking control of that situation, talking to both fighters.
I didn't see any fouls there, did you, Sean?
Absolutely not.
2 guys trying to, win a WBA featherweight title eliminator, and that's all I saw. Both guys with a lot of desire.
It's not black and white. It's always in the gray area. Situational.
And you see the temperament. Kholmatov here, just really, really relaxed, really poised, using that right jab. Grigorian's got to be sure he does something to change the momentum. And you see Kholmatov kind of moving to his right consistently. What can Grigorian do? He can slide to his left. He doesn't need to follow him and chase him. I've been victim of that before too, fighting a good fighter, world championship level, who's a southpaw, in following them around the ring instead of stepping over, cutting that ring off, and landing the hard shots.
There's a fine line, as you say, BJ, between chasing and cutting off.
It is very fine, and it's much easier for me to sit on the outside and say it than it is to do it in there. Trust me, very, very difficult. But if he wants to give himself a shot to win this fight, he's going to have to step to the left a little bit and cut that distance off on Kholmatov.
See Kholmatov pulling this fight back to the center of the ring.
Why wouldn't he?
At range. Duck under from Grigorian. To the body.
Very, very high-level boxing from Kholmatov.
And a bit of taunting. The 2 fighters talking. 15 seconds remaining, round number 2. Rear left uppercut. That landed flush from Otabek Kholmatov.
I see Kholmatov really coming into his own range here. He's really had a very good round 5, and we'll see if he can carry that momentum into the later half of the fight.
That is the bell. The end of the 5th round.
Hamma bilyapti, sen olding qo'lda o'ynayapsan. 10 yil olding qo'l, zo'r. Birdanidan inakda, chap qo'l tasha. Mancha, tashdan izlan babaka urasan. Yana olding qo'lga urasan. Har xil ishda, sen bir xil ishlayapsan. Tushundingmi? Bu qanday endi qiyin ujalar mamlakatda turibdi. O'shaning uchun boshqa ishlayapti ko'proq. Boshqa zo'r deyapti.
Taking a look back to round number 5, Kholmatov was able to land that left uppercut, setting up that right hook to the body, bringing the right hook again up top, and getting Grigorian to bring his hands back on the right hook, firing that left uppercut in there. Very effective punch from a very slick southpaw. I've got him up so far right now, 4 rounds to 1, Sean. Competitive rounds, but I think Kholmatov is doing enough to, take the lead on a lot of these rounds, even though they're competitive.
6 rounds, gentlemen.
To the 6th round we go. Andranik Grigorian opening with the jab.
Good left hook to the body, and that's a punch that he's got to get going. And with the stage of the fight now, round number 6, he's got to let that left hook to the body go, especially when Kholmatov is trying to slide to his right side. Show the jab, show the right hand of the body. Land that left hook and make him feel that punch anytime he tries to move to his right. That will take away that movement. Make him go another way. Force him to do something he does not want to do.
Hard jab again from Kholmatov. Stepping in with the right hand was Grigorian. Interesting that he threw it naked there.
A little short right there. What he needs to do is get back to using the left hand as a paw and a measure to cut down that distance, and he'll be able to find his range. And right there is where he needs to step to the left and drop the hook right hand to stop the movement with the left hook and fire the right hand right down the middle. But he's got to step to his left to be able to land that shot.
Up to the body from Kholmatov.
Good
hook to the body.
Get him up.
Nice left uppercut.
See, Andranik Grigorian is definitely not content to stay on the outside. He's continually looking for the entry into the pocket. It's just not that easy.
And you see the tricky little subtle things that Kholmatov does. He constantly lowers his shoulders down. He drops down like he's going to the body. He shoots up top. He drops down again and shoots the body. I mean, he's very tricky on the outside, so it's tough to tell with a guy who has the pedigree like that and the hand speed to react in that split second to know where he's going.
Twice now here in round number 6, Grigorian has landed the right hand without the jab setup. I think that's plan B developing.
You might be right about that. He's getting to a point where he feels like he's not able to connect. And, sometimes with a guy like, Kholmatov, look, forget about his head. You got to go to his body, his chest, his shoulders. Take anything you can get to get that range, to get that feel, and then worry about the head later. Never start off with a fighter like Kholmatov trying to hit his head. A tricky, smart southpaw with an incredible amateur pedigree.
Those are big jabs than the left. 3 jabs in a row, then the left hand lands from Otabek Kholmatov. Going back into the pocket, but you see Kholmatov circling out.
He did well there. What I want to call those jabs, Sean, not super powerful, but very precise. He's able to, aim small, miss small, and that's the exact, theory that Kholmatov brought into this fight. He's very accurate. That looks a beautiful left uppercut.
Gorgeous on the rear left uppercut from Otabek Kholmatov. 25 seconds remaining, round number 6. Grigorian just missing with the overhand left.
I think that uppercut really, got the attention of Grigorian pretty good right there. I saw him take a couple steps back for the first time in this fight. Another good round for Kholmatov.
Forward pressure again. Final seconds of round number 6. To the second half of this fight we go.
Good round last, good action from Kholmatov. And, Sean, I really saw him getting into a rhythm in that last round, and it all started with the right jab here. Let's take a look at the replay. Clean, precise jab onto the chin, not just using it to paw. And then you see a little up jab right there where he's shooting it from a downward angle to change it. And then here, the rear left uppercut, bringing that off of the jab. So you got Kholmatov, a very experienced fighter, mixing in those different punches in a lot of very effective ways.
Start of round number 7, both fighters literally sprinting to the center of the ring.
Love seeing that, don't you?
I absolutely love seeing that.
Both guys at round 7, halfway through the fight now officially, and can't wait to get at each other. And Grigorian needs to make a move now if he wants to get himself back in this fight, because even though it's competitive, Kholmatov is doing enough on the scorecards to put himself in position to win this fight.
Earlier in the fight, Kholmatov was not penetrating the guard of Andranik Grigorian with the jab. Now he's starting to penetrate that guard.
Able to break him down a little bit with the assortment of punches. And to me, that wasn't a low blow. He kind of pushed it down with his elbows and definitely wasn't flagrant. So the referee warning him right there. But
Gene Del Bianco is not playing.
He's not. And, luckily he's got 2 fighters in there that have, a very high pedigree. And, there's very, very few fouls being committed, if any.
Neither speak English, by the way, but point well taken.
All right, let's break, gentlemen.
Understood.
Hey. Okay. Box.
If I'm Grigorian, anytime I get in those clinches, I'm going to hold one of my opponent's arms and really force him to stay in there with me and rip some shots.
Good flurry on the inside from Grigorian.
Let the referee warn me a couple times, and then after that, then maybe I'll take it into consideration. But look, I'm 5'4". I got to get inside on my guy, and I'm going to do whatever I got to do. And when the referee tries to break us, I'm going to follow him back to the corner. I'm not going to give him space. Much easier said than done out here in the commentator's booth there, Sean.
It does look pretty easy from out here.
Absolutely not. But I just know how difficult it is to get inside on an effective southpaw like Kholmatov, who's got that excellent range and hand speed, and he's a sharp puncher too. Even though he's, it doesn't look like those are hard shots. They're very solid shots, and he's very effective with what he does, very precise. He doesn't miss by much. Good left hand to the body.
5'9", 5 inches taller than Andranik Grigorian, and he stands tall. He accentuates the height differential.
Really in control right now, Sean. He's controlling the pace, controlling the rate at which this fight is fought at. Just, really a very professional performance.
The right hand again, swing and a miss from Grigorian. 40 seconds remaining, round 7.
Got to continue to use that right jab. Keep him off at range. Grigorian's still very dangerous.
Jab from Grigorian, right hand into the pocket, but then not able to hold the pocket, DJ.
Sure isn't. You got to give credit to Kholmatov for constantly sliding out, having the defense. Good right hand from Grigorian. Need more of that.
This is where Andranik Grigorian is trying to cut off the ring. See the fluidity and footwork from Kholmatov.
Listen, when I say break, no punching.
Looked like a good shot to me.
Final seconds, round 7. And there's the bell.
Another round for Kholmatov on my scorecard.
Сирин, одна серия, вторая серия, третья серия. Ты слышишь, одна серия ничего не сделает. На свадьбе. Ты меня слышишь? Заставь себя. Заставь, бросай руки. Не надо жестко бить. На мгновение.
And taking a look at the last round, you see Grigorian rushing in with 4, 5, 6 punches, not really able to land anything effective there, but just trying to let his hands go to get any kind of rhythm and see if he can touch the much longer Kholmatov. And really ineffective right there. At least he's trying, Sean.
In judging, there are close 10-9s and there are wide 10-9s. These are close 10-9s, but I agree with you, BJ. They're piling up in favor of the Uzbek, Otabek Kholmatov. There's just simply not enough offense from Grigorian. He's playing a lot of defense in this fight. Offensively forward to start round number 8 is the Armenian Andranik Grigorian.
You might have overheard us on the last round, Sean, and decided that, it is time that I put my foot on the gas, and if I'm going to make a stand in this fight, I have to do it right now. You see a different intensity from Grigorian at the start of this 8th round.
Certainly Grigorian, his corner have to feel urgency.
If I'm in the corner of Grigorian, I'm going to tell my guy, look, here's what we got to do, okay? You're making this competitive, but we're not winning, okay? I need you to step to your right. I need you to use your left hand as a measure. I need you to bring the right hand down and the left hook down, and then I need you to slide over to your left side when he's moving and shoot the hook right hand to the head or to the body. I don't care. I just need you to make those movements and stay consistent with me, please.
Grigorian taking himself off balance, wide swing with the left, missing with that right hand. You see these are bigger swings from Grigorian here in round number 8. Now to the inside, but look how effectively Kholmatov takes himself out of the corner.
He does, but Grigorian's still doing more in this round. And if Grigorian's smart, what you can't do is you can't load up. You've got to make sure you punch with your body, you punch with your legs, but you don't load up because that takes that fraction of a hair of speed off the punch and it doesn't land.
Back to the jab for Kholmatov.
A story. I train a kid, a pretty popular kid, and I always tell him not to load up. I'm like, Jake, do not load up. Do not load up. And there's a clip of me telling him a couple fights ago right before. I tell him, Jake, don't load up. And he shoots the biggest right hand from his hip I've ever seen. Lands clean, knocks the guy out. And I'm like, I guess it worked that time, but it's kind of a funny story. So it doesn't normally work, but sometimes it does.
I am familiar with that fight.
I think you were at that fight.
One of many commentators.
Ben Askren, April 17th, just really like to load up with that right hand. And I didn't like to see it, but, sometimes it works.
50 seconds remaining, round number 8.
Nice right hand by Grigorian.
Hey.
And you see him sneaking that shot in there off the jab, and it's a very effective shot against a southpaw, but you have to disguise it. You can't just shoot the jab, the right hand. You got to mix it up with the hook right hand. Good shot again by Grigorian.
Overhand right lands from Kholmatov on the counter, then right back to the jab from the southpaw stance. Left foot forward from Kholmatov. 20 seconds remaining, round number 8 of our main event.
Big left hook by Grigorian. This might be the first round in quite some time that I can actually give Grigorian.
There's the left hand lands from Grigorian.
He's making a fight out of this.
inside for Kholmatov. Strong round, though, for Andranik Grigorian. We will move to round 9.
I got Grigorian winning that round, and I mean, it's very, very possible that judges have it 6-2, possibly 5-3, but, I'm leaning more towards the 6-2, 5-3 area, and Grigorian had a good round. Let's see if he can use that momentum and build on that in round number 9. Let's take a look back at how Grigorian was able to land some of those shots. He came in with a 1, a 2, and then another 2, very unconventional type of combination. He was able to follow Kholmatov and bring his feet and not lunge, and that's why he was able to land those shots. And not the best shots, but still connecting shots nevertheless, giving him some momentum.
Two outstanding judge teachers right now. Tim Cheatham, who's also the best judge in Nevada right now, and the legendary Dwayne Ford. Both are saying you take the criteria, but number one, when you're assessing a round as a judge, what you're looking for is who landed the cleaner, more effective punches to legal targets.
100%. Damaging punches, clean punches, that's always my number one criteria for scoring a round. If that is very close and it's hard to tell, then you go to, clean punching, effective aggression after that, ring generalship and defense. Good round for Grigorian, round number 8. That should give him a little momentum here for 9. If he wins round number 9 here, he's effective. We might have a fight in our hands for these last 10, 11, 12 championship rounds.
And again, these are close 10-9s that you and I are seeing for Otabek Kholmatov, but we're not privy to the 3 Florida judges' scorecards. Again, there's a reason why in combat sports, especially starting in boxing, it evolved where the judges sit in 3 different positions. So what we're seeing from our position, we're using the monitor as well as the naked eye. It's not necessarily what the other judges are seeing. Judges are trained. You cannot score a punch if you don't see it land.
I agree. I'm not saying, I'm not saying that he's for sure winning a fight, 8 rounds to 1, but I'm saying from where I'm sitting, he's been busier in those middle rounds, and Grigorian fell into a little lapse where he was following Kholmatov around a little too much, and he was getting outlanded. But this round and the last round, he's back on track, and he's doing well.
And BJ, I'm seeing this exactly as you were seeing this. I agree 100% with your assessment, which is a great assessment of that. For me, it's Kholmatov landing from the outside, but again, Grigorian starting to solve that distance puzzle.
He is, and this is the point of the fight, Sean, where he's got to start solving. Round number 9, 10, 11, 12, these are the rounds where you've got to figure it out and decide what you're going to do to win this type of title eliminator.
Slight swelling under Grigorian's left eye. Left to the body. Grigorian hard into the pocket, now the right hand.
Nice shot, short shot to the inside. Big left hook again from Grigorian. And this is where the fight starts to get interesting, Sean. He told us yesterday in the fighter meetings, after rounds 5 and 6, the fight's going to be mine. And maybe it took a little longer than he thought. Maybe he didn't plan on it happening quite this way, but he's turning the momentum here in round number 9.
Hard left hand. Double jab right back from Kholmatov. Grigorian again, you see, looking for the level change. There's that right hand again and another right hand. Kholmatov circling back out, pulling this fight to the center of the ring.
Good body shot. Good left hand, good uppercut. Still a Grigorian round on my scorecard. He's been doing too much. Good right hand by Grigorian again. Nice short shot.
Left hand coming right back from Kholmatov. Grigorian, though, more offense, and he's more elusive defensively here in round 9 as he was in round 8.
Good jab right there from the 5'4" Grigorian. Not neglecting that punch, still using good head movement. And look, Kholmatov's still getting the shots in there. Let's not, not mention those, but you see the pace and the tempo of the fight changing just a little bit. Grigorian getting closer, banging the body, and another round for Grigorian.
I thought it would come down the distance. It's coming down the distance right now. Andranik Grigorian doing a good job fighting on the inside. There is the bell, the end of round 9.
Wow.
Молодец.
Two good rounds in a row from the young Armenian undefeated fighter, and you see him really starting to, like we talked about, Sean, put his foot on the gas and assert himself to say, look to the judges, I want to win this fight, and I'm going to do enough to where you can't take it from me. So, going to be very interesting down the stretch on these, I think we're going into round 10 now.
Set for round number 10.
Set for 10. 10, 11, and 12 championship rounds coming up. Grigorian needs to sweep these rounds, or at least do something spectacular to be able to, get a decision in this fight on my scorecard. So, He's really got to keep his foot on the gas. Good double jab, left-hand combination from Kholmatov, but really there weren't too many other moments where he landed too many clean shots. I had Grigorian doing most of the clean punching. You see a swollen up left eye there from Grigorian, and just a
Box.
Start of round 10 we go. Entry with the hard right hand from Andranik Grigorian to start the 10th round.
And that really sends a message to your opponent when you come out of the ring like that. You can jump off your stool, you run over to him in the 10th round and try to land big shots, letting him know, look, man, this fight's still got a long ways to go.
Clubbing left hand, Grigorian literally running now into the left hook. Counter right hand from Kholmatov.
That left hook really caught Kholmatov, and he took it well, but it kind of hurt him. Caught him with a good shot. You see the awkwardness of Grigorian coming forward makes it difficult for the seasoned pro, not really seasoned pro, but the seasoned amateur like Kholmatov. It was an awkward shot. He's not used to seeing that.
Back to the one goes Otabek Kholmatov.
Nice right hand.
Good striking guard from Grigorian.
Very competitive fight. Now you see him starting to get closer on the range with the right hand. And then he goes to southpaw right there. Lands a lead left hand.
Swing and a miss with the right hand, the reset, but that swing and a miss did take Kholmatov back off of his striking line. 150 now remaining round 10.
And just excellent shell defense from Grigorian, able to keep those hands up so compact, elbows in so good. Good counter left hook right there from Grigorian, coming forward with the right hand. Good left hook again, good shot.
That landed flush. Left hook once more from Kholmatov.
And Grigorian on his way to getting his 3rd round in a row on my scorecard. I feel like he's landing the harder shots this round. He's being the aggressor, and he's landing the more effective punches.
Into the clinch. This is the 15th fight of Andranik Grigorian's pro boxing career. The 3rd time that he has reached around number 10.
And he's got experience in these later rounds, Sean. Neither guy's technique or fundamentals are deteriorating at all. They both look good, but you do start to see little glimpses of Kholmatov starting to fade just a little bit. Good shot from Grigorian. Earlier in the fight, he wasn't sitting on the ropes like this. This is where Grigorian's got to work. He's got to open him up. Get that right uppercut. There it is right there. Good shot.
This is exactly now where Andranik Grigorian wants to be. 45 seconds remaining round 10. Now circling out Otabek Kholmatov.
And Kholmatov needs to be very careful that he doesn't stay with his back on the ropes like that. That's the only place where Grigorian can really do a lot of damage and really change the tide of this fight.
Again on the entry for Grigorian. We talked about chasing versus cutting off right now. Grigorian effectively
Good
cutting
shot.
off the ring. Overhand right. See the measuring from Kholmatov. Stalking forward pressure from the Armenian Andranik Grigorian versus the Uzbek Otabek Kholmatov. Into the clinch.
You see the hand speed of Grigorian right there, still in round number 10. I gave that round again to Grigorian 3 in a row. I got this fight tightening up a lot on my scorecard.
This has definitely become a much more competitive fight as we move to round 11.
One more time.
Beautiful technique and, just a lot of aggression from a Grigorian coming forward, not really being super sharp with the punches, but just overwhelming with the punch count. A lot of good shots right there. And then later in the round, you see Grigorian trying to march forward, shoot the right hand lead, and then Kholmatov landing with a counter jab. Nice left hook by Grigorian there. And again, Sean, he landed the cleaner, harder punches in that round. Overhand right that Kholmatov kind of caught right there, but more constant pressure and landing the cleaner shots. Sean, how did you have that scored?
I think for me, that's a Grigorian round.
100%.
At the end of the round, referee Gene Del Bianco followed Kholmatov to his corner. He said, one more punch after the bell, I'm taking a point. That could be huge in a fight that I think is getting very, very close on the 3 Florida judges' scorecards. Close on our unofficial scorecards.
It's close, but, it doesn't look intentional to me, Sean. It looked like, look, these guys are in a very high-level fight. Both guys are very good, and they're fighting for their lives. And, I didn't see anything that looked intentional to me on a, take away a point because it was too late.
They're not brutally late punches.
Very tough to hear that bell on a split second when you're already shooting a punch and stop every time, and sometimes you mess up.
When you hear the timekeeper ring the bell multiple times and the punches still land, that's when it starts to get...
Then take the points away. We're not seeing that yet. And this is too close of a fight right now. It's tightening up to take a point away from either fighter for a non-intentional blow.
Good left uppercut. from Otabek Kholmatov in round number 11. 40 seconds gone in this penultimate round. Our main event, WBA featherweight world title eliminator. Again, to the winner, a world title shot versus the champion Leo Santa Cruz.
And on my scorecard now, you know, I gave, I think, 3 rounds in a row to Grigorian, and this is a round that Kholmatov needs to assert himself and win this round to make sure he doesn't have to fight for his life in the 12th round. Because on my scorecard, if Grigorian wins this round, that's 4 in a row, and I gave him one other one earlier, that's 5, so it would all come down to the final round. If I'm in the corner of Kholmatov, I'm like, look, we need to step on the gas here. I want you to be smart, but I want you to be more precise. Let your hands go a little more. Change the angles of some of your shots. Don't just come right down the middle with 1-2 every time. Slide in that left uppercut. Slide in the right hook.
Overhand right from Grigorian, looking for the entry. There's the body work on the combination body head now from Kholmatov.
Good. He looks a little refreshed, a little energized in this round, Sean.
Kholmatov, that was a stiff 1-2. Again, the 1-2. Kholmatov back at range, staying long. Grigorian is now slowed down noticeably here in the 11th round. Up to the body.
Nice shots from Kholmatov.
Refreshed indeed, BJ.
Right down the middle with those shots, Sean. Sometimes the quickest way to a target is right down the middle, and that's what Kholmatov was doing right there. Straight shots right down the middle. Bringing the hook on the outside of the elbows to bring the guard back, and then right up the middle again.
The momentum definitely swung in favor of Grigorian. I believe it swung back here noticeably in round number 11 in favor of Kholmatov.
Still 45 seconds in this round, and you know, getting these championship level fights, a lot of things can happen in the last 45 seconds of a round. So Kholmatov needs to stay consistent and stay sharp.
There has not been a wide 10-9 in this entire fight. They've all been close 10-9s.
They've been close. I feel like those middle rounds, like 2, 3, 4, Kholmatov was winning them, you know, not comfortably, but it was, to me, it was obvious they were 10-9 rounds, but they were still very competitive.
A lot of swelling, a noticeable mouse forming under Grigorian's left eye. It's not going to be a factor in this fight. Good sequence again from Otabek Kholmatov.
Good body shot. And good shots from Grigorian.
Grigorian running in with the right hand. That's an obvious slip, ruled as such by Gene Del Bianco. And that is the end of the 11th round. We move to the 12th and final round.
And that's a round. That's a Kholmatov round in my scorecard, and that was a round that Grigorian really needed to make a statement and make a case for, you know, winning this 12th round and maybe winning the fight. You see Timur Braganov rubbing the legs of Kholmatov, and let's take a peek in round 11, some of the good work that Kholmatov was able to do. You see him catching Grigorian in just a little bit of a lagging state. He's not coming forward. He's not quite asserting himself like he needs to, and just punches and bunches of numbers. You see Kholmatov really rubbing out his legs. I don't know if he's got a Charlie horse or a cramp. Round number 12. Mr. Timur Braganov is trying to loosen up those legs and make sure his fight is ready to go out there in round number 12.
Set for the 12th and final round of our main event. Two extremely accomplished fighters, both entering undefeated. Andranik Grigorian, Otabek Kholmatov.
And you saw Kholmatov doing about 5 or 6 push-ups before the start of that 12th round. A little Bernard Hopkins-esque when he did that, I think it was his fight with John Pascal or his fight with Chad Dawson. He came out in one of those late rounds and just started doing push-ups. A testament of the condition and the type of training camp Kholmatov went through.
Great,
To do fitness would not be an issue for either fighter.
I don't think we doubted that at all. We were just saying
Seconds gone, 12th and final round. Both fighters not necessarily looking for one more significant punch, they're looking for one more significant sequence.
Exchange, 100%, Sean. And at this weight, 126 pounds, it's not normally one punch that changes the entire outcome of the fight unless you throw it back to a couple years ago, you know, 25, 30 years ago, the Kennedy McKennies, the Junior Joneses, the guys like that who were able to change, you know, the entire fight with one punch. But nowadays, not too many guys that can one punch at 126 change the fight.
Back to the jab goes Kholmatov after a good flurry on the inside from Grigorian.
Guys like Kennedy McKinney, guys like Junior Jones who went from 122 to 126, guys like Nassim Hamed, Kevin Kelly at 126 and 130, power punchers, Marco Antonio Barrera at 126 and 130, more of a combination puncher, but just some of the elite fighters that have ever come out of this division, and it's we got a good one tonight. Good right hand at the bottom.
Hard combination, then the left hook, finished by Kholmatov. Grigorian back to the jab. punches not penetrating the guard of Andranik Grigorian. But right now, Grigorian is playing defense and not offense, and he needs to play offense. Turning on the offense with the pressure. Wow.
And you see a mouse developing underneath the left eye. Grigorian got caught with a good right hook a second ago, but flurrying right there to the body of Kholmatov and being effective. This round's still up for grabs on my scorecard.
Grigorian telling Kholmatov come forward. Kholmatov used to actually put his gloves on the top rope.
Let him go, no punches.
Anytime you see that, all you want to do is come in and go right to the body. Don't even worry about the head, go straight to the body. Right there. This is where Grigorian needs to work and make a statement that he deserves to win this fight. I've got him slightly down on my scorecard, and
No
he's got to make a statement and do something spectacular.
Very professional tie-up by Kholmatov. Grigorian coming back to the inside. Flurry again to the body, left hook to the body. 30 seconds remaining, 12th and final round.
Get that right uppercut. Use that right uppercut right there.
Stop. No punches, gentlemen. Thank you. You may box.
A lot of swelling you see in and around the left eye of Andranik Grigorian. Again, closing seconds of this fight, it will not matter.
This is a close fight. I got Kholmatov slightly ahead, but look, this is not an easy decision by any means. I had him winning those early rounds. I had Grigorian coming on strong down the middle rounds and late rounds, and I gave Grigorian that 12th round.
The bell, the end of an outstanding technical fight from both men. These are two elite fighters at 126 pounds. To end all suspense, here's Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, after completing the scheduled 12 rounds, here are the score totals from our judges at ringside. Efren LeBron and Thomas Nardone both scored this fight 119-109. And David DeJong scores the fight 118-110. All in favor of your winner by unanimous decision and your new WBA featherweight world title challenger, Otabek Bruce Lee Kholmatov.
I had him winning the fight, Sean. I feel like the right guy won the fight, which is obviously what we want, but I had it a lot tighter than that. I had it 116-112. Going back and looking at my scorecard, I just feel like it wasn't that one-sided. 119-109, come on.
Again,